Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel Enable Cooking. Today we're going to make a bread and the one we're going to do is called Fougasse, which is a French kind of flat bread, which is kind of, what you need is just basically some flour, white flour, whole wheat flour, buckwheat flour, some yeast, some salt, some olives, of course, Kalamata are always the best, and some olive oil, a little bit water. Alright, so let's start. Okay, the first step, we have to do the sponge, or it's a pre-dough. So what we need is a big kind of bowl or a bread bowl. Is to add the water into the bowl. Then we sprinkle the dry yeast on. Give it a little bit of stir. Alright. And now what you're going to add is the 165 grams of the plain white flour. Alright. What we're going to do here, we're going to stir it 100 times into the same direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Okay. If you don't want to count to 100, just do it probably for 1 minute. Okay. So it's nice and smooth. Just make sure that all the flour is incorporated. Okay. And basically we're just going to cover that now with plastic. Okay. And then we're going to let it rest for around half an hour, maximum to 2 hours, so that the gluten really can okay, now after half an hour take off the plastic. See already how the yeast does its work, all the bubbles here. Alright, so once we have that, now we're going to add the olive oil. Just put it in. Add the salt, the chopped Kalamata black olives, and the buckwheat flour. So now we're going to stir that. Okay. Mix it quite well. Then we're going to add the whole wheat flour. And also stir that in as good as possible. Alright. Now we're going to add the rest of the plain white flour. Also goes in. Again, we mix it as well as we can. Okay. And now we have to start using our hands. Okay. So we put this aside and pretty much incorporate the whole flour and really knead it. Now you can see the dough is very kind of elastic or smooth. So from that stage on, okay, we can actually take it out here onto the surface and continue kneading it for at least another 4 or 5 minutes. Alright? Okay, you can see now here, once the dough has been kneaded for another 5 minutes, so it's quite elastic, as you can see here now, quite nice and smooth. Alright, so we just put it aside for a minute, take our bowl, bread bowl, which we have cleaned of course, make sure there's no water, no residue left, put a little bit of olive oil. Alright, that's enough. Bowl, alright, and just move it around so we really coat it. Yeah, so and once we have done that, alright, least 2 hours, or pretty much when it doubles in size. Okay, so that really you can nicely proof and rise. Okay. Okay, now you can see after 2 hours, or as you can see here, double in size. We're going to continue. First first put this on the side, and we have to oil. Okay. So you can just do like this, spread it a little bit here, put it on the side. We're going to take the dough onto a floured surface. Take it out. Okay, just gently push it down a little bit. Okay, what we're going to cut it in half. Into a ball. Okay, so we have 2 balls like that. Okay, now we take one by one, with the palm of our hand. Just going to flatten it. Okay. And like this. We're going to let it rest. Okay, now after 5 minutes, they have been rested. So we just, with our palm of our hand, we're just going to flatten it out. Try to shape it into kind of a rectangular form. Alright? Just gently pushing it down. Thickness should be around 1 centimeter. Alright? Length, maybe 25 to 30 centimeters. Alright? And wide, it's around 10 centimeters. Alright? That will be kind of a perfect shape. Okay. So it's important to brush off excessive flour, okay, onto our oiled tray, okay. Alright, so one here, one here, some little incisions, okay. Now you can actually go through in the middle, okay, as long as you don't cut on the edges, alright, so you can tear it, see, there's a few holes coming through, so I'm going to do it here now so you can actually see it a little bit again. Alright, so that's actually perfect. Okay, one more here. Now, once we have achieved that, we're going to wrap it with plastic wrap, or cover it. We're going to rest for another 30 minutes before we're going to bake it. Okay, now after half an hour resting, we just take the plastic wrap off. As you can see now, very nice. We'll just take a brush and some olive oil, just really coat it everywhere as good as possible. Okay. Sure that it's really coated everywhere. Okay. All right. And now it's going to be ready. Okay, for the oven. Now we're going to add it into the oven, preheated 205 degrees. We're going to bake it for 20 minutes. Top bottom heat in the middle rack of the oven. Okay. Now, after 20 minutes, or till it's golden brown, the olive laden French bread Fougasse is ready. Let's take it out of the oven. Have a look at this. I wish you could smell it, it's so beautiful. The oil, the olives. It's where we are. Now best is just to push it onto a tray, back, and then we just let it cool down. I'm just going to bring it closer, have a look at this. Okay, now they have cooled down a little bit, so let's cut it open and let's have a try. see it's going to look like this. And now you can eat this just by itself. Just put here some olive oil, some balsamico and some Fleur de Sel. I'm going to try now some by itself. Beautiful. Bon appetit. Okay, thanks for watching. My video recipe Fougasse, olive laden French bread.